Good afternoon. Sorry for the small hiatus. I've had technical issues where this camera went missing, so I couldn't record a video. It's been over a month since that time, and I've also got another camera now, which a bit like a handy cam, which I may start using in future videos, but I'll stick with what I know for now. Now, the next book I want to talk about, which for some reason the copy has disappeared into the ether, is called Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes. Forgive me if I got that wrong, but I believe it is Daniel Keyes. I finished reading this a few weeks ago. We meant to make a video, but due to some technical issues and things happening outside, the tone has changed. My living arrangements are about to change permanently, and yeah, I'm still digesting it, if you like. Now, this story's quite sad, as it goes on about somebody that is mentally challenged and has been for most of their life and is currently an adult. They receive a treatment as a guinea pig, which drastically improves their IQ and in essence becomes a genius. However, the main character becomes extremely annoyed because it's seen as a subject rather than a person, and over a period of time he develops a small bond with Algernon, who is the mouse that they started testing for this procedure. He becomes very intellectually advanced compared to most other people. He then, but at the same time emotionally, doesn't become mentally able, so he has to learn that over time. And as part of the side effects of this particular course of treatments, he becomes aggressive and angry very easily and cannot control it. And the offset is he then realises, after going as the exhibit on this course, that he doesn't want to be a part of it, and he springs Algernon. He begins to realise in that period of time that Algernon is starting to degenerate, and as a side effect of the treatment, it's not everlasting. So he then realises he only has a set amount of time to do this in. The other thing is, before this, he worked in a bakery, treated as the fool, and no one had any misgivings. However, he becomes intelligent, and then a lot of the bakery personnel turn against him, and he in effect loses his job and where he lives. He then realises that he doesn't know how much time he's got left, and he then starts working in the lab full time to try and come up with a solution to the issue he's got. The only problem is he writes a paper, gets it published, gets it peer reviewed and everything, but by then he's starting to revert back to the way he was. And he visits his mum and sister, and they see him before he starts going downhill. This particular story did touch me quite deeply because went for certain things. I wasn't as mentally challenged as he was, but we went through certain things and it hit me right there. And it's not often that a story does that. And I'm glad I finished it because I read halfway through it and then I just stopped and I couldn't carry on. And then recently I brought myself into doing that, and it's definitely worth a read. There was a film made about it in the 70s and it got an Oscar for the portrayal of the character, so it might be worth a watch. I've not watched it myself. If you're not no time to read, then maybe that might be a jump on point. It's very sad because he ends up going to one of these homes which has all these kind of people, because there's a lot of them that have been forgotten by society, and he also proves before he cannot grasp it anymore that he would like to see them carry on and come up with something better, because he had an IQ of 185, so he was learning languages, he was doing everything. Emotionally he was not that well equipped. He over time he does generally round out a bit more, but as he goes back to the IQ of 80 that he initially had, he starts to forget things. He becomes really apathetic, and he then gets his job back at the bakery, because at first they think it's a trick because they sacked him initially because everybody was afraid of his intelligence, and then he ends up at the very end in one of these homes. The other thing is, at one point he escapes conference with a mouse called Algernon, and Algernon eventually dies and he brings flowers to his grave, hence Flowers for Algernon. It's definitely worth a read, and it may not affect you in the same way it affected me. I mean, we're talking about science fiction, but in that time frame. So we're talking about late 60s, early 70s, where things were very different at that time. So I would definitely have a read of it, because it's slightly different, just like The Future War, which I previously did a review for. I have also read recently Burnt Chrome, but that will be another video, and I would like to interspace the videos with not just about books but other things as well, as the channel continues to flounder a little bit, but it would be nice to get to 100 subscribers. So it depends on what the algorithm decides, because I'm at the mercy of the algorithm, and for small creators the algorithm isn't a friend until you hit several thousand subscribers. But 100 would be a nice morale boost. Currently got 69. Everybody says it on their videos, but it would be greatly appreciated, as I've financed all the cameras and everything that I've got. The new camera I may use soon. I've got a new stand, so it's not to one side anymore. And yes, for those of you that do watch my videos, yes, the picture is slightly ajar, and at some point I will sort that out. Currently it's sort of into a time when I'm going to have to become a little bit more do my videos and things, but I will probably move them to the car and do them in the car, because circumstances have changed somewhat here. So thank you for your support, thank you for watching this video, and please answer me in the comments, pose me questions, give me recommendations for what else I can read. As I said, my next video will probably be about burnt chrome, and then I will start to probably do a series like Red Dwarf or something, some such. I've not read all the books, I've only read one of them, which is brilliant because they couldn't have done it on the show. I don't know if you know the episode Backwards, which I think is in series 3, but they basically go to a world where everything is reversing back. So you die and then you're born again and then you go back to when you're born. So very, very interesting concept, and thank you very much for your support. Until the next video, this is 4046 out. We all have struggles, and just overcoming mine, and I hope that you'll have a great day wherever you are. The lights, this shouldn't be too dark a video because it's nice and bright outside in sunny Tunbridge Wells as usual. Well, not as usual, we've had rainy season for the last however long, and a heat wave. Anyway, 4046 out. Have a great day wherever you are, whenever you are, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.